Chapter 9. I am John Galt. While researching her family history, Crystal was drawn to John Galt. Unfortunately, with no prior knowledge of Atlas Shrugged, Crystal mistaken John Galt's speech as being words written by her great-grandfather. They sounded like the empowering words that were needed to change the world. She listened to it repeatedly, bursting into tears at hearing the similarity in thinking between herself and what she thought to be her ancestor. It was the mention of the perpetual motion machine that created a doubt, though, as no such invention could be publicly written about without individuals also questioning the modern-day existence of such a machine. That's when Atlas Shrugged was discovered, and its ties to the Russian Revolution. It was hard to imagine this book was supposed to be a capitalist example of the dangers of communism. This seemed more like the speech of someone representing all peoples. Someone who wanted to save people from a corrupt world that enslaved their labor to fuel their machine. Crystal could see the parallels, though, between the John Galt of the book and the true historic John Galt, her great-grandfather. He was the first writer to speak against the dangers of the Industrial Revolution, mankind's historical misstep. It made sense to Crystal that although she had not read all of his books, that it was very likely he echoed these same beliefs. It was a fact that when he was helping build Canada, he felt that newly formed communities required good schools and churches. He must have gotten on someone's bad side and was sent back to England for mismanagement of funds. Someone determined that spending public money on extravagant amenities like schools was a misuse of public funding. She began to compose her own version of the John Galt speech. Ladies and gentlemen, humans of all creed and color, your country's leaders will not be addressing you tonight. We need to hear the people's voices. You need to hear solutions for our world crisis, and that is what you are going to hear. For 12 years you've been asking, who is Crystal Dawn? I am John Galt's great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter. This is Crystal Dawn speaking. I am the woman who loves her life. I am the woman who does not sacrifice her love or her values. 12 years ago, I worked in your world. I was a dreamer. Like the people who created the internet, I built upon their work in an evolution of technology. I created a means of connecting the whole world. This tool would have connected all people to the outdoor world, encouraging outdoor healthy activities and volunteering in communities. It could have helped ease the pain of COVID and create a means for family to come together safely. It would have advertised for local outdoor businesses and nonprofit groups. It had the potential to create a fortune for myself and those who would have supported me. Instead, I protected it from false advertising and lobbying interest groups. I kept it pure as a source of scientific knowledge on the ecosystems and species inhabiting it. Then one day, I stood before your political leaders. I shared this tool with them and showed how it supports every public initiative for public health. They agreed and wrote a support letter, but there was no support to be had. I wrote to your nonprofit groups and informed them of this amazing tool and partnership potential. I called, left messages, emailed, and tried again. I wrote to the United Nations and asked for a chance to speak, yet was ignored. For whatever reasons, no support was to be had. I made gifts for the Indigenous leaders and inquired about how to give this gift. No response was to be had. So many individuals emailed with no response. I shared this tool at educational booths at various trade shows. People walked by seeking the next sales table. I asked friends and family to help by sharing. Facebook blocked my attempts to share posts publicly. So I wrote you individually. With analytics to show data, it was clear. While individuals publicly complain of the issues of our world, they would not give the care or attention to a solution. Knowing this was a necessity of our world, I did not give up. I fought harder and pushed forward with an unfounded belief that people do care, that somewhere within each individual is the capacity to show empathy towards another human being. It was upon a revelation that I was shown the true potential of the human race. The biggest deception of all time was not the devil convincing the world he doesn't exist. We know evil exists. It resides in the cold eyes of those who lack empathy, those whose life choices have led to the inability to empathize with another human being. For certainty, It is a human ability to empathize with other living beings. This non-human parasitic entity has been with mankind since the beginning, convincing the host of the parasite's traits: fear, anger, hatred, greed. These are the parasite's traits. The biggest deception was convincing mankind that these traits were a natural part of our nature. Mankind is made in God's image, and God is love. Mankind is love, and there is no room for greed, hatred, anger, and fear in love. So we will provide safe homes for the intellectuals, the innocents, the young, and the old. We will build self-sustainable eco-communities and end a reliance on a broken system. We will create new laws with nature and mankind as the focus, not corporations. We will determine when enough is enough and quench the insatiable greed of a parasitic infection. We will love all people, animals, and plants, recognizing them to be sentient beings as ourselves. We will show empathy for all living creation, and by doing so, we will create a loving world for the betterment of everyone and everything. We will stop enslaving people to menial tasks for the betterment of a few. We will step into the technological future and use our non-sentient technology to fill these roles of these industrial manufacturing jobs. Mankind will be free to grow food, find a suitable space to build a home. Just as every living being on our planet yearns for the freedom to live, we too will live freely, in harmony with nature. We will plant gardens and enjoy the fruits of our labor in uncontaminated soil. We will not let the entertainment and distractions deter us from working hard to create a better future for ourselves and our children. We will fight the fear, anger, and hate within ourselves until the day we can say we have exterminated the parasite from this world. Then and only then will mankind move forward to an unprecedented future of wealth, true wealth, love, freedom, and truth. Our living organism that we are a part of is dying. We too, in part, are dying. Look within yourself and find this to be truth. Our species is in self-destruct mode, and this goes against nature. How could the urge to kill oneself be congruent with a species survival? It does not. It is the parasitic entity and not human nature that creates the sickness around us today. Fight back. Fight the fear. Fight the anger. Fight the hate. Whoever you are, you who are alone with my words in this moment, with nothing but your honesty to help you understand, the choice is still open to be a human being, but the place to start from scratch. To stand naked in the face of reality, reversing a costly historical error, to declare, I am, therefore I will think. You had known to take an inventory of your wealth, now take an inventory of your mind. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserve but have never been able to reach. Check your role in the nature of your battle. The world you desire can be won. It exists, it is real, it is possible, and it is yours. Fight the hatred, find your empathy, love your neighbor. Work hard to build the life you want for yourself and future generations. Work hard to plant the trees that will feed our great-grandchildren. Chapter 10.